Man, what's up? It's your boy Steel Ground Fam, man, the plug best friend. I'm rocking with Street Fame.
Well, you already know, man. It's 2023, man,
Yes, sir.
and there's a lot to talk about. Having been in this position in a minute, it's been a good while, man. Like, took some time off from the podcast.
For real.
I was on the road doing a lot of different things and just out there grinding. If y'all know, y'all know.
Yeah, if you
But
don't know. For real.
what I want to talk about, one of the biggest topics right now that's happening right now, man, is snitching. And
Ooh.
and
All says, ooh.
I just want to talk about how I grew up at a time, where snitching, if you was a rapper or whatever you were, if you was a snitch, that could end your career.
Man, we grew up on a time of principle.
Right.
I'm going to say that off the rip, principles.
Well, authenticity, everything had to
Yeah.
be real. If
Real.
you talked about it, you had to live it. If you didn't, you got checked for it.
Off the rip.
So I feel like now though, for some reason, I guess it's a generational thing, but you could snitch now, and you can be okay. Like, people can accept it.
I got something to say to that, but I'm going to hold it off for later on because I see people who really be telling and they dropping information to show they not telling, but they still are really telling. You know what I'm saying? They showing it with them.
Well, I'm in Florida. We call it dry snitching. I don't know if they call it somewhere.
They call it dry
They call
snitching,
it
but-
dry snitching, but
Nah, they flipping the script.
okay.
That's a term me and you both recognize. Is flipping the
Okay.
script.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically though, like it's been a lot of rappers. I ain't gonna say no names, but it's been a lot of rappers accused of snitching lately. And we live in a time now where I feel like you got to be careful if you're gonna be a snitch. You got to be
Super careful.
very careful. And I'm gonna
Nah,
say that.
I'm
No,
gonna cut you off. I'm gonna cut you
Go
off.
ahead.
They don't even gotta be careful because this younger generation don't care about snitching. If the music good, they rocking with it.
I'm gonna say you got to be careful for a different reason though, and my reason for that is because like what's happening now is if y'all people who don't know, they dropping these videos now. They dropping the paperwork. They leaking this information. Like before, like that stuff should be private, classified information, right?
That's
but
on
if
the
you
yard
snitch
type.
now, right, it's
Yeah.
the social media gonna get it. Like the
Right.
video gonna surface, the paperwork gonna surface. It's gonna be out there, and that's a dangerous game because like the reality is that goes to show you where we stand as a people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like how they see us and how they think they know we live by a principle before where we don't snitch, right?
Yeah.
And snitches got stitches, right? But now they
Used to get stitches.
But they dropping information like it's okay, but that information that the authorities are putting out there
Right.
can get people really messed up.
I come from a era. I'm gonna just keep it 100, man. Like Street Fam. I met you. I've been behind the walls. I've been about that paperwork checking. You know what I'm saying? I done checked paperwork. I done got my paperwork checked. And really, a lot of this paperwork nowadays, you really don't know until if they take it to trial. But how many people taking it to trial?
But what's happening, like I'm saying, they releasing it on social media now.
Even if they release
Like
it,
how is this information even getting out?
it's public information.
Okay, the paperwork, but what about the interrogations? Like,
That's public information.
okay, so
Public
basically,
Well, long as you got a discovery or a docket or whatever, man, we can go Google anybody. As long as you willing to put that money up to get it.
but for a long time, people, the authorities, they looked at us like we should talk. Somebody should step forward. Somebody should say something. If you care about what happened to this person, you should say something. But the problem with you saying something is that now you on record saying something, right?
Yeah.
So don't you think
He
that?
opened his mouth.
But don't you think that now that should make our people like us as a black people, as a people from the hood, that should make us feel like more, hesitant about saying something now? Is that gonna make it worse? Like we really not gonna say nothing
so
now.
let's get this clear first because we street fan the podcast. Let's separate the street from civilians.
Okay.
Civilians live by a different rule. They should live by society rules. If you're not in the streets, live by whatever society placed upon you. But if you're in the streets, you understand the code that shouldn't be broken or spoken upon. Jim Jones Jim Jones broke down something real respectable. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk about the dead. I don't talk about what don't need to be talked about because I come from a different time and era from you guys.
Yeah.
See this new generation break down and they live off of clout and speaking on another man. Sometimes it's not even cool to speak on another man because why you worried about what they doing if it's not affecting your life? You
That's
know,
facts,
you
that's
you got
facts.
you got to keep in your head like, I see what he did. Let me fall back. You ain't got to tell everybody your business. So now the internet is. I feel like the internet is a new therapy, and I'm just saying that because so many emotions has been put on the internet, and people are going for it. You know what I mean? They're telling their business. They telling who's snitching. You know what I'm saying? Which that's a good thing. It's a good thing and a bad thing because if you a street cat, most street cats I know still they ain't even on social media. The real street
That's
cats.
facts. Well, I don't know. They on something nowadays. I feel like they on one of them at least. But it's funny that like just I'm gonna say I don't even know how many years ago, but 6ix9ine got canceled for snitching. You know,
6ix9ine, but I don't think he got canceled.
Oh, he got blacklisted definitely. Like his music, like the radio stations, a lot of people stopped playing his music. A lot of people stopped doing songs with him, and he had a few people that was still rocking with him. But as a whole, he pretty much got blacklisted for snitching.
All right. We say he got blacklisted, but this is Street Fame the podcast.
Okay.
We really outside. We not DJ academics.
Okay.
We not say cheese. We
Okay.
not just reporting from the internet. Me and you been in West Palm Beach with 6ix9ine was packed out.
Yeah.
He came with more jewels, more cats, more track hawks than any other artist that we've seen in the game.
I don't know about more, but he definitely
He came out.
He came out, but he came outside. But like at the same time, it's like it's one thing to be outside, but it's another thing to be like industry. And he hasn't been industry standard since that snitching, bro. Like,
All right. But you talking that shit. I ain't gonna cut.
talk it.
Funk Master Flex said what? What he say recently? Funk Master Flex said, "Why boycott playing 6ix9ine when y'all playing everybody else?"
But it's just that's what I'm getting at.
My hands up.
That's what I'm getting at. Bro.
I'm hands up.
I mean, is it okay? Like at this point, like are we gonna give a pass and just, like we don't care about that no more? What?
Well, I would say personally no, but I feel like I'm gonna tell you what the realest thing I seen lately is Bow Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Bow Wow said he wanted to start a committee, and I sat back and contemplated on that thought. I was like, the hip hop game does need a committee because right now we so saturated with sound-alikes, clowns, people who, all right, NBA YoungBoy sound trending, Boston Richie sound trending, all right, Golden Boy trending, or Osama, or you know what I'm saying, from Cali trending, and they jump on that wave, the Detroit sound trending. So people are not fact checking people who are getting into the industry and they just jumping on trends. See, back then it was about authenticity and representing yourself and your own sound.
So you saying basically that snitching is a trend?
Snitching is
that's what I'm trying to find out because like I feel like I'm like I said, I listen to what Boosie had to say about the whole situation and I stand with Boosie on it. You know what I mean? Like
Tell me what Boosie said.
Make them do their job. You know what I'm saying? Like let them do their job. If we none of us speak, we all walk, right?
But Boosie represents the lost cause. So like me being behind the walls, like I found out how to be a man behind the walls. And you got to think about it. People like Pimp C was real men. They stood on something. Jay-Z stood on something. You know what I'm saying? Fabulous stood on something. Fat Joe stood on something. Ludacris. Real gangster.
BG still locked up, free BG, but
I was in there with BG, you know what I'm saying? Beaumont,
but
you know
I'm gonna say this to say this basically though.
Yeah.
I understand I think that sometimes it's okay to speak on certain things, but
yeah,
it just depends on the circumstances. Like I seen like brothers, throw other brothers under the bus, when they got behind the system.
for real.
But sometimes people use people's names, right? And I think
For
in
real.
that situation, to me, I think that's okay. Like if somebody used my name and I had nothing to do with it, I'm telling. Because that's the difference to me.
But you different though.
But
Street
that's
fan,
not.
Street fan, you follow a different principle than us.
But is that snitching though? Because I feel like it's not snitching in that sense. If I use
hold on,
your
hold
name,
on,
if
hold
I
on,
get
hold
pulled
on.
over,
Break that down.
If I get
Break that
pulled
down.
over and we in the car and I use your name and I say, no, that's still Graham stuff or whatever, blah blah blah, and you ain't even know I had it, right?
That's snitching.
That's snitching still.
Hold on, you ain't finished it. Say it again.
Hold on. You gotta break
No,
that down.
I'm saying like if you had no sense of what actually was going on,
Right.
and I'm like, no, that's still Graham stuff.
That's telling.
How?
No, but you as Still Graham, you ain't gonna clear your name. What he's saying is, if he was Still Graham in that situation, he would clear his name.
You're not gonna clear your name if I use. I'm saying I'm the one who hopped out the car and they talking to me. I'm like, you know that dope you found. That's his dope. You feel me? And you ain't even know I sold dope. I'm saying right. And
That's
I'm like,
telling. In your own sense. Look, so you saying, for instance, we get caught, we get pulled over, we riding dirty.
Yeah. No. We're not riding dirty. I'm riding dirty. You don't even know.
And you blame it on me?
Yeah.
I think you.
What we doing then? What we doing then?
What?
What we doing then?
You supposed to? Hey,
we doing then?
Hold on. So you saying I've been in a situation like that? Like I'm saying, I've been in a situation like that. Don't say nothing. Nobody say nothing.
No, but if I already said that, like, you're not gonna be like,
oh man. Don't put me in that spotlight because I'm
okay. So,
hey, back in the day, I'm burnt out. I'm be honest, man. For all y'all youngsters out there,
go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? We get pulled over. My partner right here, you know what I'm saying? He say, hey, man, that ain't my gun. That ain't my work. Whatever that is, I'm going to be in there sitting down. But like the way society is they pointing fingers. But if you a real one, you supposed to take your own charge. You're not even supposed to let your
I understand that. I'm with you on that. But what I'm saying is that what I'm trying to make the scenario because in some situations, I feel like people are just trying to clear their name opposed to being a snitch. Like, it's a difference to me. Like, clear my name.
Is he a square?
What do you mean?
The person who riding.
Okay.
Even though he don't know involved, do he know who he dealing with? See, that's step one. Step one.
Yeah, but
no.
Okay, I'm listening.
No. Step one. If you in the game or participating in the game or you claim to be a real one, you need to know who you riding with.
But you ain't in the game. That's just your dog. That's just your
man, like,
homeboy.
he can do whatever he want to do.
But you riding with him because that's
he
your
can
homeboy.
do he can do whatever he want to do.
But
he's a civilian.
But
that goes back to what I said originally.
Okay.
Civilians play by civilian rules. Street cats play by street politics. Don't be mad. You can't call somebody who is a civilian a rat.
So is there a difference between
you
clearing
can't
your
say
name?
that.
Is there a difference between clearing your name and snitching?
There is a difference. There is a difference. If he's a civilian and you get pulled over with a civilian in the car and you know you doing some poo shiesty.
And you blame the civilian.
If he telling you, oh well, he's a civilian. Don't let the civilian go experience something that he don't know.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the civilian saying. I'm talking about you
clearing his name.
That's what I'm trying to talk about.
Hey, he did it.
Okay.
So
is that snitching?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Because he's a civilian.
So I'm saying that because when people sometimes what we see on record, it might look like somebody might be snitching, but in reality they might be clearing their name. Right,
man, you about to make me start name dropping.
No, I'm just saying, like,
you know what I'm saying, like, you too wide open. You too wide open.
Yeah,
you too wide open.
Okay.
Now I already gave you the clarification.
Okay.
If we got, you know what I'm saying. We gonna just say this R&B artist.
Okay.
He grew up rapping about R&B. He ain't never sold no dope.
Okay.
He ain't never, you know what I'm saying, sold no gas. He ain't never been in the streets. And he making love songs. And you XYZ, you shoot 'em up, bang, bang. You ride with the chopper. You got the goals. You dirty. And then you get pulled over with them. If he telling you, that's your fault. That's your fault.
Okay.
That's your fault because he don't understand the lifestyle that comes with that. Because once you bind in and you solidify to that lifestyle, you become a part of that lifestyle. You understand the game. You know what I'm saying? We don't even need to tell the people of the game. You know what I mean? Like that ain't for him to know.
Okay.
You shouldn't even be riding with him. And first of all, if you really a boss, you shouldn't be riding with that anyway.
Understood. But so basically, going back to what I was saying, is a difference between snitching and clearing your name.
It is.
Okay, so sometimes because we only see tidbits of what
That's a
happened,
tricky question.
or
Though.
we see
He trying to trick me.
sometimes we see tidbits of what happened, or we just heard a little piece of it, a little clip of it, and now because we heard that little clip, we like, oh, he's snitching. But is he snitching or is he clearing his name?
Man, listen
Nah,
this.
we ain't getting the
Listen
whole
this.
story.
Listen
Hey, I
this.
think we should go back to the Bootsy thing though.
No. We not gonna go to the Boosie because Boosie stand up. What we gonna go back to him is he talking about some real rap caps. We be talking about that rap. They be rapping that rap cap.
Okay.
And they coming in, and we already know who he talking about because we in Florida and we on that Florida talk right now.
Right.
But we ain't gonna say no names. But you know what I'm saying? They giving him a pass.
I'm just talking about in general. I ain't gonna speak on one person's situation because there's multiple situations going on right now.
We know.
And sometimes, like I said, clearing your name might sound like snitching if you only heard just that piece of it. If you haven't heard the whole story and somebody come out and say something, you could be like, he a rat, right? But in reality,
Yeah.
I might have took the stand and I might have took the oath or whatever, and I might have said what I said, but I might just be clearing my name.
Right.
But because it looked a certain way,
Let's go ahead and
Let me ask
skip.
y'all something else though, real quick.
Let's skip past that.
So with the
We gonna skip past that.
Nah, we-
claiming your own work thing, right? You know how you said you're supposed to claim your own. If you're
Yeah.
a real one, you're supposed to claim your own work. Now what happens when they don't?
I ain't gonna lie.
They don't claim their own work, and you in the car. With
I'm gonna
them,
ask my homie to take the charge, bro.
see, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Who getting more paper right now? I can pay for your bill.
I done seen that happen.
Hey, look. I told my homie, look, bro. Hey, I need you to take this charge
Yeah,
and say this shit. I got you.
but what's gonna happen? Exactly.
I don't care.
If you don't hold
I-
it down on the back.
I'm about to go.
You got to hold it down.
I'm about to go into it a little bit deeper now,
All
right?
right, let's go deep.
So say something happened to you or your mama house, or somebody shot up your mama house. Police want a statement. You like, oh, I think that's the dudes from so and so street. Are you being a snitch?
Yeah, that's talking. That's talking.
Okay.
You shouldn't. Man, I don't know nothing.
Okay.
Right.
And first of all,
What if you're a minor though and it happened to you?
I don't care.
So if you're a minor,
You
right?
know the game.
No. If you're a minor, you don't know the game.
Yes,
if you're
you
a
do.
minor,
Yes, you do.
and some junk went down.
Yes, you do.
No, listen, man, listen. Sometimes you don't know.
Yes,
you can
you
hop
do.
in the car with somebody coming from school. You don't always know what they're
But
doing, bro.
see.
You don't always know.
Street. This is what
I'm listening to you.
See, Street. This is what I'm not gonna do.
What's up?
This is what I'm not gonna
What
do.
we not gonna
I'm
do?
not gonna talk about no speculation because I've been.
No, but it ain't speculation.
No,
Like,
no, I'm
people.
saying.
It's people who.
I'm not going to involve myself in them circumstances because
listen,
I've been
listen.
outside since I was 12.
I understand,
And when we was
but
12,
you was outside.
The first thing my OGs told me, bro, ask for a lawyer, bro.
Nah, but understand this though. Understand this. You might have got in that car with your homeboys and you don't know what they own already.
I've been in those situations.
They your homeboys, right? And you go to school with them. They your school friends. And you
I've
play
been
football with them,
I've been
right?
in those situations.
And you play football with them. You don't know that they involved with some other stuff, right?
don't ride with me or I'm not riding.
No, but
with
you don't always know that. You don't
That's-
know. Your homeboy got a car. He pull up on the run. Hey man, take
Alright.
a ride with me, still, Grandma. I just got this new car. I just got my new whip. He's 16. He just got his new car. He happy.
I've
He
been
wanna-
in that situation.
He trying to play the music. Let's spin the block for you.
For real.
You don't know what this dude is involved in, right?
I've been in those situations.
You don't know what he involved in, right?
I'm gonna just talk about it. I grew up in Texas,
Okay.
Killeen, Kill City. I was on the football team. I was the middle linebacker and all that wooty woo woo. I deal with some guys that were square. I deal with some guys that wasn't square. And I've been in situations where the square guy, man, most of the time it is the square guys who act tough and portray that role, and they're not really like that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you that, but you got to stick to the same scenario. You got to stick to.
But you got to understand. All I'm saying is that sometimes people don't know what they're getting involved with, right?
That's true.
And when you don't know what you're getting involved with, and somebody didn't give you the opportunity to let you know that you're getting involved with it,
If you
Right.
don't know what you're getting involved with,
but you don't always know. You was
guess
young.
what you say.
See,
Guess
you-
what you say.
what you
It's
say?
better to say nothing
And lawyer up.
and lawyer up to say anything.
But you telling me a 15-year-old always gonna know that kind of stuff?
They better know.
A 16-year-old,
They better know.
A 14-year-old gonna know.
It's general
A
statement.
14-year-old gonna know when he
Yes.
get in the car.
It's 2023.
That I need to
The
lawyer
internet-
up. Is he gonna know that I need to lawyer up?
That's why.
It's the internet.
That's why this conversation is important too, though.
But I'm saying, I'm saying, and this is talk heavy right
Okay.
behind the camera. I'm just letting you know, behind the camera, being 100% honest with you, the best thing for anyone in any situation is do not speak until you have proper guidance,
Okay.
legal guidance.
I mean, that's okay for you
I
to
don't
let them
care. I don't care if it's a court appointed attorney.
Okay.
Because you could be saying something and you're clearing your name,
Mm-hmm.
and still put yourself in a situation where
You
they gonna say, you know what?
know. No, and you can. You're right
You
about
knew
that.
enough.
You're right. I
So
agree.
don't say anything.
But this is something that's why we talking about
Not give
because
legal
what I'm
advice.
telling you is that we did come from a different era where we knew probably because of the stuff
We knew.
but some of these they ain't outside. These kids not outside.
Can I reverse the roles on you?
But listen to me. Listen
You
to me.
pressure me.
Listen
You
real
pressure
quick. These kids ain't outside like we was outside.
They internet thugs.
No, not all of them. Some of them just sit in the house play video games, right?
So what advice would you give them?
I'm not saying what I'm talking about
What
right now.
advice would you give them?
No, we talking about something else right now. I would give you what I would tell them. I tell you my advice is if you don't know, don't say nothing, right? If you don't know what the dude had going on, I wouldn't say nothing. Just I
Call
wouldn't
your
speak.
mama.
But I wouldn't speak because I don't know, and what I would say, I don't know. And if you ask me, I don't know. I wouldn't say I don't know. I don't know, and I'm only gonna say that because I know better though. Right. But sometimes when these teenagers, they don't know better, bro. So this conversation that we having now, it might be a conversation. Yeah, and the conversation.
See, what you don't understand is I understand what he's saying. This is real politics, right? Because the scenario he's speaking on is that a juvenile was in a particular situation where he did make a statement, but he didn't understand he made a statement, and he is considered in the rap game a snitch, but. Right now, the other generation don't understand that he really told he quote unquote what we said in the beginning is dry snitch, and I'm trying not to get into because we deal with so many artists, man. We're not trying to burn our bridges or anything like that. But what I want people to understand is that, man, look, if you get involved in anything, just don't say nothing. Can we move on to the next subject? Because we can go on this subject all night, bro.
No, but that's what we doing right now. But I'm just saying we get some clarification. That's what we doing right now. We're getting clarification for the people who don't know. That's the whole reason what we doing this. Because I'm just telling you,
call your mama. Call your mama. Call your daddy.
Yeah, but you know, I'm just telling you, like, so let's go back to the scenario. So let's go to another scenario real quick about snitching. We having a monologue. We having a conversation about snitching. So if you got jumped by some dudes in your hood, right, and you was defenseless, you couldn't do nothing, and the cops come around because your mama called them, and she say, which one of them hit you, right? What you gonna say? I ain't saying nothing. I ain't speaking on nothing. Or you gonna say it was him that hit me?
No, see, my mama was gangster. She had me jump out the car on cats.
Okay, but if your mama said which one of them hit you,
well, I'm a point, and then go fight.
So are you snitching?
Mama gonna make
no. But we talking about snitching right now.
Mama gonna make sure I defend myself.
Understood, but are you snitching at that point?
Look.
But are you snitching?
No.
Okay. So is the difference between snitching, clarification, and sometimes just clearing your name
and get things straight, right? Because you know. If mama asks you a question, I ain't going to. I'm answering my mama before the police.
Yeah, but mom's done got the laws involved. But I'm saying mom's got the laws standing right there. And your mama telling you which one of them was it. Are you gonna speak? Or you gonna say I ain't saying nothing?
See, mama ain't gonna put me in that.
That's no, but some people mama will. A lot of these kids, they mama want to know which one of y'all touched my son. So you ask that son, you not gonna say, I can't tell you that,
mama.
I can't tell you that, mom.
See the difference. I'm gonna answer that question straight up. Because I'm gonna just say like this, man. My first time ever getting into a real fight, I was in 5th grade.
Okay.
My mama said, "Boy, who touched you?" I said, "Oh man," she said, "Get in the car."
Yeah. Okay.
You know what she said? Get in the car.
Going around now.
Get in the car. I'm like, what we doing, mama? Get in the car, boy. Hey, look. And mama had me so hyped, but by the time I pointed at him again, I was jumping out the car.
Yeah.
Swinging.
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
But you still pointed though.
I did.
So therefore you said you were snitching at that point.
Yeah,
you agree?
But that was to get my revenge back. That's different though.
It's not. But all right. So we actually got somebody in the studio right now, and she actually want to ask a question. So I'm gonna give her the space to ask me a question or a couple of questions. Let's see what you got.
It's not so much a question.
Okay.
It's more of a statement. Just like kids, they're growing up. They don't know any better. They're learning.
Okay.
So, like, how are they supposed to know that? It's not really much a statement for you. It's just more.
Okay. So that's for you still, Graham. She's saying a kid that's growing up, sometimes they're young and they don't really know exactly what's going on or what they're involved in, and she's saying she wanted what you got to say about that.
All right, I got that. We record?
No, we recording.
All right, so look, man. If I had to go back, I would tell a child to be a child. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we grew up in an era where we didn't have a chance to be a child.
Yeah.
We had to step up.
Depends on what environment we grew up in, but yeah.
My time,
your environment.
My environment, parents were still
yeah.
learning how to be parents,
Okay.
and children was taking care of kids because the parents was outside.
Gotcha.
And right now, for all the young kids, I would tell them what my dad used to tell me, man. Be a kid as long as you can, because it's gonna come a point in time where you're gonna have real life responsibility.
Okay.
And that's just what I want to say, because I didn't get a childhood. I was taking care of kids. My dad was in Iraq. My mom was in Austin, worked in Austin. She was a nurse. I was taking care of 3 brothers, and I grew up fast.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And there was other things involved in that made me have to grow up faster. But for the children nowadays, be who you are. Stop following all the trends. Stop trying to, he a doctor. Everybody wants to be an artist, but nobody understands that what we need more than artists. We need more than dancers, strippers, models, Instagram. There's real life people. Do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to be a lawyer? Do you want to be a chiropractor? Do you want to be a veterinarian? Focus on your dreams and stay away from the people who are doing negativity. That's what I would tell them.
Okay.
That's just be honest.
Fair enough. And you said you had something else to ask, or that was it? Okay. So back to what we were saying real quick.
Man,
so
you dragging.
all I'm saying is that because I believe in I grew up in the era, the same era where the don't snitch. You know, I come from that, but I'm just trying to tell you that sometimes it's situations where it might look like snitching, but it might not be snitching. It might be times where you're back against the wall and you have no other option besides to say something. Like when I said, when your mama come outside and she say, which one of them hit you, son?
Mama,
no, but what I'm telling you, grandma and mama. But if your mama, but what I'm saying is, if mama, grandma, whoever you said, if the laws was called already and they saying we can't do nothing if he don't tell us which one I'll hit him, and your mama saying, boy, you better tell him who hit you, are you going to go against what your mama saying? Because a lot of us ain't gonna do that. So
no. If you about that life, I've been in a situation where
you're not about that life. You got jumped. You wasn't trying to be about that life. If
you not about that life,
you wasn't
your mama
about. You was walking to the store. You was walking to the store,
follow it.
Bro. You was walking to the store to get your Arizona, right?
If
Listen to me, hold on.
I got you.
You walking to the store to get your Arizona, and the dudes in the neighborhood jump you, right? They might like your shoes, they might like your bike, they want to take something, they just want to show you a lesson. So then your mama, she called the laws because her son got hit, right?
Hey,
listen to me, hold up.
I got it. I already got what you said. I already got what you said.
Listen what I'm saying.
All right.
So now he not about that life. He ain't grow up like that. You better
get on
that life.
Hey, you better get on that Charleston White and tell.
So that's what I'm saying.
If you better get on that Charleston White and tell them people what you need to know, because you're not about that life.
Okay, but
once you start following to those rules, see, this is the thing that's wrong. I got you.
You gotta hear me out though.
I hear you.
Hear me out real quick.
Right, shut up.
So he was 15 when that happened, right? He was 15 when this happened.
He's 15. He not.
But now he a rapper at 18. He decided that over the couple years he wanted to be a rapper.
Right.
Now he a rapper. All right. No matter what he rapping about, he's a rapper now. Are we holding that against him?
Yes.
As being a snitch,
yes.
or how?
Listen, but that's before the whole shit.
He wasn't about that life, and he wasn't a rapper when it happened.
This nigga, hey, listen to this. I'm being humble because I know what he's talking about.
Okay. But I'm just trying to explain. I'm just trying to break down the situation here to where you got to understand that sometimes when people are minors, we're not gonna say full grown adults a lot of times, but minors sometimes they snitch, but they don't have it. They back against the wall. They're back against the wall because they have parents or somebody else that say, "Boy, you better say something," and you gonna go against what your mama saying because you most of the time when you grew up and when I grew up, you was afraid of your mama.
We was studying.
You rather deal with that officer than to deal with your mama. Because your mama, you don't know what she gonna do to you.
Yeah, mama.
You know what he might lock you up and mama might take your head off.
Mama might hit you.
So you ain't gonna sit here and tell your mama I ain't saying nothing. I ain't speaking on nothing. Because if you do that, then your mama gonna be very upset. You don't know what's gonna happen to you because if you grow up like I grew up, your mom was unpredictable. You don't know what mama gonna do.
I totally agree with everything you're saying, but it comes a point in time if you did something prior to you establishing who you are today, then at the end of the day,
it's a gray area.
There's a gray area.
That's what I'm saying.
But we understand the gray area, but in society, that society, a gray area is not allowed. You either on or off.
I'm gonna tell what I believe. I believe that if I were that rapper, if I was in that situation, I would try to do interviews and do something to clear up the circumstances because
they did that. They made that statement already. They already made that statement.
Well, I'm not speaking of one rapper. I'm talking about in general. I would try to clear it up and explain it because it's sometimes where your back was against the wall, especially as a minor, where you ain't had no choice. This was the circumstances given. You wasn't about that life. You might have been a good A student at that time. You was making straight A's. By the time you went to high school, you done got turned out a little bit. Now you a thug. Now you selling dope. Mama might have had a good job when you was in middle school. Mama might have got laid off by the time you was in high school. Now you might have changed your life. But what's on the record and what you did already is done. So are you gonna be now? I'm a rapper, so now you're gonna go back and say because you did this when you was 15, you a rat. You like now but I'm 25 now. Exactly. So am I punished for what I did when I was 15? Because I'm a different person. I'm a different person.
Just like you said, you're gonna go out and say, explain.
Can I say one thing? And I'm gonna end this. I don't even want to talk about this no more because it's such a, like he said, it's such a grave.
Okay.
I plead the fifth.
Okay. So that's,
I plead the fifth.
So for everybody who watching, I want y'all comments. I want y'all to let us know how y'all feel about the situation because I believe in not snitching because that's what I come from. I come from a time where we was really outside, and if we knew what we was getting involved with, and nobody tell, we all walk. That's what I grew up on. However, there are gray areas. I feel like where sometimes you're back against the wall, and you involved in certain situations where you don't know the best way out, and that's the best way out at the time. But that don't mean that that's the man you are today because that's just like judging somebody for something they did at 15 that they would never do at 25. They two different people. You're in a different spot.
And I'm gonna leave it with one more thing. Man. Look, stay away from the streets.
Okay.
The best thing you can do is invest in yourself
and watch your surroundings.
And I'm gonna speak on the black community.
Okay.
The black community, we have been bullied.
Okay.
By our own people.
Okay.
And when I say we've been bullied by our own people, they pick on the people who want to get an education. Mm-hmm. They pick on the people who are nerds. Mm-hmm. They pick on the people who are different.
Okay.
They pick on the people who stand up for themselves.
Okay.
And that all comes down to this person may have been bullied in their own home, and that's the only way they know how to express themselves.
That's a whole nother conversation, y'all.
Anybody who watching,
that's a whole nother conversation. Because I could break that down because that go way deep. That's deep. That's a whole nother.
That's just something to touch on because that's how it is.
And the politics behind that is just so different. But we're gonna speak on another time. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that. We want no comments. We want everybody's opinion on this. And like I said, we just having these conversation so people can understand the differences of what's going on in the circumstances.
Street fame.
That's what it is.
The plug best friend, still ground films.